Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happened. Finally, Hell Let Loose has a roadmap for 2023. Very exciting stuff, and we're going to go through it today. But what they've actually done is released a 10-minute video. However, the thing is, 99% of that video, and by all means, please do check it out, but 99% of that video, it's corporate bull. We love the players, we love the game, we respect the game. Yeah. But the bit that really matters that we're going to look at is the actual roadmap itself here, which is actually laid out very, very weirdly. Am I missing something here? Is this some sort of Da Vinci Code, the way this has been laid out? I've never seen a roadmap like this before, but we have April, June, July, September up in the top right, and then December. The thing is, though, what we firstly need to do is remove a whole bunch of copy and paste. We got a lot of general bug fixing, we got a lot of quality of life improvements, and it pops up again and again. So let's strip that out. Let's boil it all down. Because very recently I released a video discussing how to fix Hell Let Loose, and ignore the stuff that I actually said in the video. What was interesting are all of the comments that came underneath it. Everyone just discussing everything that they think needs to change, the bits they like, the bits that they don't like. And it's really quite interesting to cross-check those opinions against the roadmap that we have to see if it addresses those issues or not. And actually, it's a bit of a mixed picture. So let's get into it. First of all, new content. So in June, they're finally coming, the British Forces. Now, they were called the Commonwealth Forces. Okay, they've changed the name. Who really cares? But in June, we got the British Forces coming along, and they've been expected for a while. We knew they were due to be released in 2023. It's great to see them on a roadmap. We're going to get new weapons. We're going to get new vehicles. So we expect to see the Sten, the Bren gun. Presumably, we're going to see a Churchill tank. And they did actually specifically mention the Sherman Firefly. Yeah, it's all pretty cool. I don't believe they actually mentioned new maps, though, which I guess that can kind of make sense because these guys wouldn't be out of place on the Western Front maps we already have. But we'll see if they release anything new. I don't believe they said anything specifically on that. However, here's the interesting part with the new content. If you fast forward to December, keep going, we get the Winter War and Finnish and Polish forces. Where did that come from? Anyone else hear about that? Not me. I didn't. Completely out of the blue. And how cool is that? I mean, World War II games are so obsessed with the same old Western and Eastern Front the whole time. And now we're getting the Winter War. I mean, yeah, great. I have to say, though, that something that kept coming up in the comments to that YouTube video that I did, a lot of us are quite happy with the game. We don't particularly want new content. We just really want them to fix stuff. So yeah, this is nice to have, but I hope really it doesn't distract from squishing all of the bugs and everything like that needs to happen. The other noteworthy thing here is the fact that it's in December. I can almost guarantee that ain't gonna happen. Anything in December here, 2024, that's got 2024 written all over it. Am I unfair to be this skeptical? I think this is just good for my mental health now. Been so disappointed by previous roadmaps. I think we've just got to expect that all of this is going to slip at some point. Of course, I really, really hope that I'm wrong on that. But we've been stung before. And so really my prediction here is the Winter War, Finnish and Polish forces, as awesome as that sounds, they'll either be released in 2024, maybe that's for the best, or they will stick to the roadmap come what may, and they will be released in a buggy mess that kind of ruins the rest of the game. Again, really hope I'm wrong, but we've got some British forces, Finnish and Polish forces on the way. Yeah, pretty excited for that. So now, let's move on. Something else that's really sticking out here, and I always feel like they're trying to slip this in here without us noticing almost, but we have new game modes. We got objective and we've got skirmish. Now, I can't help but think they're trying to kill two birds with one stone here. It seems to me that a lot of this is going to be a case of, we've got one huge map. What else can we use that for? Let's take a small section of that map and create either an objective or a skirmish mode that's going to be a lot shorter. Not everyone's got 90 minutes to play. So if they come up with objective and skirmish mode, it's 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to find that appealing, but I can hear you guys now just tutting and rolling your eyes. You know, we don't need them to give us new game modes. We're quite happy with the ones that we have, albeit they need tweaking. Giving us this kind of completely new objective and skirmish mode that's going to be a lot shorter, a lot of you don't want it, but let's look on the bright side here. A lot of people would. Personally, I think I'm tempted by this. I do like an objectives game mode as well. So yeah, I mean, I think they are appealing to someone like me. But what about you guys? Tell me what you think. I do think, though, a lot of this will be from existing assets, and they're just trying to get a bit more mileage out of the maps that they already have, albeit they did mention some sort of post office battle, you know, in Danzig. You know, I'm sure there will be more maps. But yeah, two birds with one stone is the real vibe I'm getting from this. And what are we getting? I keep missing them on here. I keep losing them. Objective in July and skirmish in December. And as we've already said, December is going to be 2024. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, new game modes. However, the most interesting part of this update by far, have you spotted it yet? It's only on there once. It's not something that keeps getting repeated. Improved player locomotion? No. Don't get me wrong. I had somebody moaning on the comments section of one of my videos about not being able to move around correctly and all of that. It's a problem. So yes, improved player locomotion, very welcome. But no, that's not what I mean. The most interesting part of this entire roadmap for me, non-verbal communication tools in June. That's very interesting because it's such a big problem at the moment. We've all been there. We all know Hell Let Loose is at least twice as good when your squad communicates, when you actually talk to each other. And seems to be less and less people talking in the game. And, you know, there's been a flood of new players. They don't really get how the game works. We'll get onto the tutorial in a minute. And they're not talking. They're treating it like Battlefield. They're treating it like COD. I think they might be onto something here. Now, I don't know exactly what they mean. They've got a friendly little hand waving. Do they mean you can, you know, press a few buttons, maybe select from a wheel, and you can, you know, tell people to hold their position, or, I don't know, request ammo, that sort of thing? Will it be, it says non-verbal, but it could be the player character saying something, or is it going to be people doing, you know, sort of jazz hands, hand signs to each other? This could go wrong, but if they manage to pull it off and they kind of bridge the gap between the players that don't feel that comfortable communicating, or some people just genuinely don't have a mic, and those who really do want the communication with the squad, if they can pull that off, I think that's going to be massive, potentially the most important part of this roadmap. But tell me what you think. Maybe you think I'm crazy, or maybe you agree with me. Come on, let's have a chat about this one. So one of the final things I wanted to look at on here, and I don't know why they've included it twice, but in July we have a new tutorial system, and in December we have a new tutorial system. Why are there two of them? I'm not quite sure. And also, of course, the one in December is not going to be this year anyway, but a new tutorial, they've absolutely hit the nail on the head there. That is something that comes up time and again. We need a new tutorial. We actually need one, first of all, that tells people how to play the game. And, you know, particularly when we have these new game modes coming in. So absolutely, that's fantastic. We have zero detail, as far as I'm aware, of what that will look like. It could be the best tutorial ever. It could be the worst tutorial ever. We simply don't know, but thank fuck they've included that on this roadmap. Not only once, but twice, even if one of them won't happen this year. Tutorial, thank you very much. Let's give them some benefit of the doubt. Let's just wait and see what that's going to be like. Now, there are a few things they haven't included in this, which I think are worth mentioning. Really, these come up time and again when I talk to people in the comments section, which is what I spend most of my time doing these days, rather than actually making videos. So the first one I would like to bring up, and tell me if this one bothers you, no tank combat changes. It looks like we're going to get quite a few vehicles, but if anything, we know that new content makes things worse rather than better. And the tank combat, in my opinion, needs an overhaul. I know a lot of you agree with me, and there's no specific mention here for an overhaul of vehicular combat, just new vehicles, although we don't quite know what they are. I think that's a shame. I think it's something they should have included because, bear in mind, this is for the rest of the year. I think it's also going to stretch into 2024. If it's not on here, it's not going to be there for a while, is it? That's a shame. Another thing that's a bit of a shame, no mention of a server list for console. Now, I don't play on console, but you guys constantly tell me of your experience on there. You need to be able to select from a server list. You need to try and get a server that's not empty. You need to try and get a server with a map that you've not played before because you're only playing the same 3 every time. I can completely understand why you're pissed off by that. I really hope that it's within this, but they didn't talk about it, so that makes me a bit nervous that we're not going to see it. Now, the main thing I would like to come back to here as we close off the video is going back to the bug fixing. As a general principle, the one overriding thing I'm getting from all of you, the vibe, is new content nice, bug fixes essential. That's just what we need. Take the game, we love the game as it is, but fix it before you add new stuff, because as soon as you add new stuff, it's going to get more broken. That's just how these things work. We've seen it already. And I am concerned that it's very easy for them to copy-paste general bug fixing, quality of life improvements, copy-paste. Yeah, we're going to do that all the time. But so did Black Matter. And just let me place my fucking machine gun bipod somewhere that makes sense. Ultimately, there is no detail. It is too vague. And for me, it's the most important thing. Now, if you do look at their other updates, this is just a YouTube video. They do have updates on Steam, for example, where they do go into some specifics on the bugs that they are at least attempting to fix. But there really isn't that much detail on exactly what they're doing and when they think they will do it. So the overriding issue that I have with this roadmap is actually, I think they should have emphasized general bug fixing more and provided us with a little bit more detail. They don't have to tell us exactly when they plan to fix exactly which bug, but I think they've underestimated how important that is for the community. Now, that's enough of me just randomly talking about this roadmap. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you guys think. Look at this roadmap, listen to the 10-minute video with all the corporate crap. What do you think? What are your predictions? That's the main thing. What are the predictions of what they're going to do here? This is effectively a promise of what they are going to do. And we already know they're not going to do all of this. And they're not going to fix all of the bugs that we personally want them to fix. So come on, give me your realistic predictions, your expectations of what you think is going to happen compared to this 2023 roadmap. And do you think it will be enough to either keep you playing or get you coming back because you've stopped playing? Or perhaps you're someone who's never played the game and you're quite interested, but you see people like me constantly bitching about all the problems, but at the same time saying how much I love the game. Is it going to persuade you to actually make the purchase? Let me know what you think. I'm moving house tomorrow, so I thought I'd get this video out into the ether while I still have a computer set up to do so. You might not hear from me for a couple of weeks. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.